Hi, this is Vito from Jersey. Just want to tell you people something. All you foreigners out there from France, Italy, Germany, Spain, all Europeans, Americans aren't stupid. Let me tell you something. My wife and I, we just got back from Europe a few months ago. As a matter of fact, last summer we went to Europe. We went to Italy. These people think we're idiots, you know. These people think we're idiots. And watch out. When you go to Europe, don't let, especially in Italy, well, I speak Italian, so I see what they're doing. We went to this cafe, my wife and I, and there's this nice American couple there. I don't know, they were from Iowa or one of those middle states. Nice, fresh-faced young couple, right? And they're getting some cappuccino. And the barista there, the Italian guy, he's serving them the Italian, and he's singing. And he's saying, "Tu sei un grande mertigano, tu sei un stronza, e tua moglie un figlio di puttana, oh, mertigana." And the woman says to her husband, "Oh, how wonderful." She says, "We're getting serenaded." The guy was saying, "You American pieces of shit, your wife is a whore," and he was basically insulting them in song because he figures you don't understand what you're saying. And this is what they do, and I found that quite a bit. So my wife and I were at we go to a restaurant a couple of days later, and we're sitting there. Another American couple are sitting across from us at another table. And the waiter comes over, and he says, "Oh, signore, are you mertigano?" Now, you see, mertigano means a piece of dog shit. But it sounds like Americano, because, so, a lot of Americans know that Italians and Spanish and stuff, when they say American, they say Americano. Americano. But if you say mertigano, you're saying dog shit. So this waiter comes up to this couple and says, "Oh, Mr. and Mrs., are you mertigano?" And they said, "Yes." Now, he thought that was a big hoot. He thought that was a big ha-ha. So he says to everybody in the restaurant, he goes, "Signore e signore, Mr. and Mrs. mertigano, Mr. and Mrs. dog shit." And all the Italians in the restaurant start snickering and chuckling at the stupid Americans. So this pezzo di merda, this piece of shit, comes over to me. We're sitting at the table, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm about to give him a smack in the mouth. But even better. So he sits over, and he comes over, and he goes, "And you, signore, are you mertigano also?" And I said, "No, tu madre è mertigana, io sono americano, stronzo." I said, "No, your mother's dog shit." I said, "I'm an American, asshole." Oh, he says, scusato, tu non sai, io non so tu parli italiano. Oh, excuse me, I didn't realize you spoke Italian. I said, "Let me tell you something. Let me talk to the manager. Let me talk to your boss here." Well, anyway, basically, this guy came this close to catching a beating, and I got him in trouble. Whether I got him fired, I don't know or not. However, watch it when you go to Europe, because these people think we're idiots. We're walking in, it was in Palermo, in Sicily, because I'm Sicilian. We go there, and there's these American kids in their backpack, and they got the backpack on, and they're walking, and there's this little Italian guy is walking behind them, and he's opening up their backpack as they're walking, and he's taking stuff out. And they're turning around, looking, and he's going, and they walk again, and he takes something else out, and he's going like that. And I think, "Ain't this a bitch? Look at this guy." So later on, we're on a bus. We're going to see someplace. And I feel somebody's hand in my back pocket. I turn around, I grab his hand, I twisted it. I said, "Ma che tu fatto là così con me? Why, what the heck do you think you're doing to me?" Do you know that this little son of a gun got so indignant? He looked at me, I had his hand like this, and I said, "Why do you think you can do this to me?" He looks at me and he goes, "Ma tu sei americano, but you're an American." And you know what that's an analogy for, man? These people have had their hands in our pockets since World War II. You hear these people chatting on a bus, beep, bop, 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 about how America's this, how America's that, how America's this. Let me tell you something. How about if America closes support on you? Then what's going to happen, huh? When you were yelling about communism, Italy was yelling about communism for so many years. They wanted to be communist. Screw Americans, throw the Americans out. They got posters on the street of Uncle Sam screwing Italy. Screwing you? Let me tell you something. The Italians, the French. If it wasn't for us, you'd be speaking German right now. All right? So let me tell you something. When you go to Italy, when you go to France, when you go to Portugal, when you go to Spain, don't take any shit from these people. You're an American. And I'm a Sicilian American. You see the Sicilian flag? I'm proud. That's the Trenacchi. I'm proud of that Sicilian flag. Let me tell you something. Nobody is taking advantage of Americans. Nobody's taking advantage of Vito from Jersey. And there's a lot of Americans that aren't going to be taken advantage of, especially guys like the guy from Boston. The guy from Boston, let me tell you something. He ain't taking no crap from everybody. He'll break you in half and throw you in the water. All right? So everybody, Americans all over, you don't have to be Italian American. As long as you're an American, you stand up for who you are. We're feeding 90% of the world. And they still got their hands in our pockets. And when we go over there, if we stop going over there, if we stop going over to Italy, we stop going over to France, we stopped all our tourist trade, they'd be starving. This is Vito from Jersey. You think about what I'm saying.